Okay, now we have written 4 integrals a to up to d, a to a. We have started with a, we have ended at a. Now, from your previous experience, you know the integral b c and integral ad will cancel each other. Okay, if bc is giving some value, say something like 10, then d to a will give you minus 10. Okay, from your basic previous experience, you know that. So that two integral will cancel each other. Okay, the two integral will cancel each other. So what I am telling, that integral b to c, definitely integral b to c plus integral d to a, b to c integral d to a is definitely 0. Okay, definitely 0. Once if it is 0, you have to concentrate about, you just concentrate on the remaining integral. So the remaining integral is integral a to b integral c to d is equal to k del w. Okay, k del w. Now, what is the integral a to b and integral c to d k del w? See, a to b, you are going from a to b. Whenever you are going, this is your vector. Okay, say you are having some vector like this. Once if you make dot product of, because your dl will be the vector from a to b. Okay, that is in the direction of y. Okay, once if you have a vector like this, and if you make dot product of h1 with this y vector, definitely you will get h1t. It is something like, what is the component of h1 in the y axis? Okay, in the y axis, what is the component of h1 in the y axis, in this axis, horizontal axis? Okay, in this direction. Okay, the component of h1 in this direction is definitely h1t, and length is there. What is the length you are traveling? Del w. So definitely, if you compute the a to b integral, okay, a to b integral h1t del w, h1t del w. Similarly, from c to d, when you go from c to d, you are going c to d, but your magnetic field, tangential component of the magnetic field, is going from d to c, just in opposite way. That's why minus sign is there. So h2t, and again still del w is equal to what, sir? K del w is equal to k del w. Okay, so from this equation, if you cancel out del w, okay, you just cancel out del w because it's present in all the terms. Okay, you will get this term. And so if you cancel out, you'll get h1t. Okay, h1t minus h2t is equal to k. Okay, just we have computed what is the value of h1t minus h2t. Okay, so what is the idea here? Now the tangential component of the magnetic field is discontinuous by the amount k. Discontinuous by the amount k. But if k value is 0, if there is no surface current, again it is continuous. Okay, again it is continuous. What is the observation from this? The observation from this is uh, the tangential component of okay, please wait a bit. I will write it later. Okay, first we'll clarify others. Okay, so h12 minus h2t, h1t minus h2t is equal to k. Now I want to know direction. Okay, I want to know the direction. Please somebody tell me what is the direction of h1t minus h2t. I want to know the direction of h1t minus h2t. Definitely h1t is in this direction, in the y direction. Okay, in y direction. h2t also, once we make a difference, still it will be in y direction. So h1t minus h2t will be in a y direction. Okay, they will be in a y direction. So the direction of h1t minus h2t will be in y direction, y cap direction. Okay, now what is the direction of k? In the beginning itself I have told k is current, surface current, that is coming towards your eyes. Okay, once if you are standing once we are drawing the coordinate system from the x-axis, definitely the direction of surface current will be towards your eyes, that is x direction. So the direction of the surface current density is x cap. So direction of the surface current density is x cap. Now I know for my surface, okay, surface clearly, very clearly the surface is in the xy plane. Okay, once if you have the surface in the xy plane, what is the surface vector? Anybody? What is the surface vector for xy plane? Not understood. See, very clearly I told in the starting, you are having surface current in the xy plane. This is your xy plane. Okay, once, what is the surface vector of xy plane? Anybody? No answer. Hello?
Y, sir.
Not y. How the what is surface vector actually? Surface vector is a vector that is perpendicular to the surface.
Z.
Okay, surface vector is a vector that is perpendicular to the surface. It has to be either z cap or minus z cap. Okay, so surface vector is z cap. For simplicity, I put z cap. Okay, surface vector is z cap. Now, can somebody tell me how I can form the relationship, or otherwise surface vector z cap instead of z cap? Z cap is the direction of like this, direction of the vector going from medium, going from normal vector, that is going from medium 1 to 2. Okay, that where, okay, the normal component, okay, the normal component is going in the z direction. Once if we go from medium 1 to 2, that will give you the direction of z cap in our case. Okay, is there any interrelationship between all these things? Okay, what is the final idea? So final idea is, once if you make once if you make y cap cross product with z cap, what is the answer? Say you are having x y z. Okay, y cap dot product, sorry, cross product with z cap will give you what? X cap will give you what? X cap. So what is y cap? In y cap direction, what is there? In y cap direction, h1t minus h2t is there. Okay, so what is the direction of z cap? In z cap direction, a vector going from region 1 to region 2, normal vector that is going from region 1 to region 2. Okay, in x cap direction, what is there? K is there. K is there. Finally, I am writing in a vector notation. Everything I am writing in a vector notation. So very clearly, this is the direction of y cap. Okay, this is the direction of z cap. This is the direction of x cap. Okay, so finally you should remember this one. This is very important, because in the exam they will ask you the direction. They will give you the magnetic field, they will give you the vector, this vector, and they will ask you what is the direction of surface current density. Okay, are you getting the idea? So you should be able to calculate that. Okay, this is the interrelationship between the tangential magnetic field and directional vector going from region 1 to 2, normal vector that is going from region 1 to 2, and K is the surface current density. Okay, K is the surface current density. Okay, once if the surface current density is 0, K is 0, if there is no surface current at all, then what happens? Okay, once if the surface current density is 0, okay, so note, okay, once the surface current density K is 0, K is 0 means what, sir? Surface current density is 0, that is surface current density is 0. Once K is 0, definitely H1T is equal to H2T. Once H1T is equal to H2T, you can write B1T divided by mu1, B2T divided by mu2. Okay, it's a limiting condition. We have taken K as some value, we have derived it. Once if K is 0, then this is the condition. Okay, this is the condition. Next, finally, what is the angle of refraction? Angle of refraction. Yesterday also I have given you an exercise how to calculate the angle of refraction. I don't know whether you have done it or not. Okay, no problem. If you don't do, you have to remember the formula. But once if you remember the formula, definitely you will confuse. You will write wrong answer in the exam. Anyway, wait. Okay, so say this is the region. Okay, so some magnetic field is going in this way. It is making angle theta 1. It will have some refraction based on the media properties. So angle is theta 2. Here you are having B1 comma H1. Here I am having B2 comma H2. This is the medium 1. Medium 1 mu 2. This is medium 1 mu 1. This is medium 2 mu 2. Okay, medium 2. This is medium 1. So once if you apply basic trigonometric formulas, you will get tan theta 1 is equal to tan theta 2 divided by mu 1 divided by mu 2. Is it same as what we have discussed on yesterday or different? But instead of mu there you will get epsilon. That's okay. Yes, anybody? Hello. Is it same or different?
Same, sir.
Same. What about others? And this is valid. This is valid when k is equal to 0. Okay, k is equal to 0. Is it same? What about others? I think it is different. Yesterday you had epsilon 1 in the downside, I think. Yes or no? No idea. Yes, nobody is remembering, nobody is studying, I think. Okay.
Tan theta 1.
Yes, it's same or
Tan theta
something different, opposite.
epsilon R1 by epsilon R2, sir.
Okay,
Same.
epsilon R1 divided by same. Epsilon R1 divided by epsilon
Epsilon
R2. Now also you are getting mu 1 divided by mu 2. But just verify whether it is same or it is just opposite. Okay, so I'm having a little bit doubt here. Okay, it's okay, but once if you derive, you will get the answer. That's okay. But please be careful. Anyway, I'll also clarify either it is mu 2 divided by mu 1 or mu 1 divided by mu 2. But as far as what I am having now in my notes, it's like mu 1 divided by mu 2 only. Okay. Next, we'll go to the summary. Okay, we will go to the summary. Okay, because you are having boundary condition for electric field and boundary condition for magnetic field, then finally how to remember everything. So we'll give the summary. Okay, so electric field for magnetic field. Okay, what is the first condition? For electric field, ET1 is equal to ET2. Irrespective of anything else, irrespective of other things, whether you are having charge or not having the charge, it is always true, but not for a conductor. For a conductor, you will have a different case. Okay, for conductor and dielectric boundary, you will have different case. But now I am telling for dielectric to dielectric boundary. Whenever you are having dielectric to dielectric boundary, the tangential component is always same, irrespective of whether you have charge or not on the surface of the dielectric boundary. Okay, that's why I'm not putting any condition here. Whereas in case of magnetic field, HT1, just now we have seen HT1 is equal to H22 when there is no surface current. Okay, current free interface. This is true whenever you are having current free interface. current free interface. But once if you have current interface, surface current, then answer is like this. Okay, H1T minus H2T. Okay, AN cap is equal to K. Just now we have seen. Next, next what is the condition? Next condition is electric flux density. Okay, so electric flux density dN1 is equal to dN2 at charge free interface. Charge free interface. Okay, but whenever you are having charge, surface charge density rho s. Okay, surface charge density rho s, dN2 minus dN1 is equal to rho s. That means what? You are having surface charges rho s. You are putting something d is equal to rho s. Please be clarified whether the unit of rho s and d is same or different. Okay, at later point of time you just clarify. Okay, so here what is the condition? In case of magnetic flux, the normal component of magnetic flux is always continuous. Whether you have a surface charge, surface sheet of current or not, it is always same. Normal component of magnetic flux density is always same. Okay, and from this one thing is very clear. Please wait. From this one thing is very clear. Okay, whether you have surface current K or not, your normal component of magnetic flux is not affected. So what I am telling, even if you are having the surface current, you can have any amount of surface current, but that surface current will have effect only in where, sir? Tangential component. Okay, the surface current will have effect only in what, sir? Tangential component. It will not have the effect in what, sir? Normal component. Okay, similarly in this case, whenever you are having charge, rho s charge, surface charge, it will have effect in normal component of the magnetic flux, but it will not have effect on a tangential component of electric field. It will not have any effect on tangential component of electric field. That is the main idea you should note down. Okay, so finally, for conductor interface, what is the answer for conductor interface? Once if you have conductor and dielectric interface, the tangential field component across the conductor interface is vanishing. Okay, tangential. Yesterday also I have given you an exercise. What is the tangential component of electric field on the surface of the conductor? Okay, in the region 2. Okay, I don't know whether you have done it or not. Okay, the tangential field component of the tangential field component of E field across conductor interface vanishes. Across conductor interface is vanishing. The meaning is once if you have conductor, the tangential electric field is there is 0. At that point, normal component of magnetic field across conductor interface is vanishing. Please wait. Okay, so everything we have clarified, but the point 3 in the magnetic case, it is looking something new. Please, you try to prove this one. How the normal, once if you have conductor to dielectric boundary, why the normal component of magnetic field is 0? Why the normal component of magnetic field is 0? You just try to prove this one. Okay, you try to prove this one, because so far we have not seen this condition. All other condition we have discussed. Okay, so just try to prove this condition. H normal is 0 between the conductor and other interface. Okay, so this is the summary of the boundary conditions of electric field and magnetic field. Once if you remember, okay, you can answer any questions from this topic, boundary condition topic. Once if you remember this table, okay, without worrying about anything else, okay, derivation and all, you can easily answer. Even gate question also you can answer. Once we remember this table very properly, with the help of with a little bit of understanding, you can solve even gate question also. Okay, so next I will move to magnetic force. Okay, next magnetic force. Okay, similar to the electric force, in electric field also we have seen the electric force. What is the electric force? Whenever you are having some charge, what is the electric field at that point? Okay, you are having some charge at a particular point. Okay, okay, the electric field is coming from somewhere else. Okay, that is produced by some other charge. Now this is the force on your charge. This is the force on your charge. Okay, force in case of electric field, Q into Cc, it is very clear. It is your charge. This is the electric field. This is electric field produced by some other charge. Okay, now what is the force on you? That is Q into E. More the charge, more the force, or more the external electric field, more the force you will feel. Okay, more the force you will feel. Okay, so similar to the electric force, there is also a magnetic force. Okay, there is also a magnetic force. So what is the magnetic force? Magnetic force exerted on a moving charge, a Q in a magnetic field. Force exerted on a moving charge, force exerted on a moving charge Q in magnetic field. So what is the meaning of that? Already magnetic field is there. Okay, say for example, magnetic field is coming in this direction. Say this is the magnetic field direction. Okay, some charge is moving. Say some charge is moving in this direction. Then what is the force on this charge? Okay, some charge is moving in this direction. Finally, what is the force on this charge? Okay, whether the charge will go in this direction or in this direction or in some other direction, in a spiral direction. Okay, it may go on any direction. Okay, or otherwise it may go to the plane perpendicular to the direction of the charge and the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, it may be on anywhere else. Okay, so force means what? Already some field, magnetic field will be there. Your charge is going on some way. Then this is the case. Then what is the magnetic force? Okay, what is the magnetic force? Okay, so the magnetic force here is magnetic force Fm is depends on how much charge you are having, how much charge is actually moving. Okay, how much charge is actually moving, and what is the speed of the charge movement, what is the velocity of the charge movement, and what is the magnetic field value. Okay, then this will give you the force as well as the direction of the force as well as the direction of this force. Okay, see, again, force unit is Newton. Okay, force unit is Newton. So V means what? Velocity of the charge moving. That's meter per second. Okay, and vector means what? In which direction the charge is moving. Okay, V means velocity. V vector means it also gives you the direction of the movement. Okay, so velocity of the charge moving. Okay, velocity velocity of charge moving. Okay, velocity of charge moving. What is B? B is equal to magnetic flux density. B is equal to magnetic flux density. The value is Weber per meter square or Tesla. Okay. Now say for example, say my magnetic field is going in this way and my charge is going in this way, and definitely my force will be in this way. This is something strange because you see your charge is moving in this direction, your magnetic field is going in this direction. Finally, the magnetic force is acting in a direction something really different. Okay, direction that is really different, because from your experience, you know that once if you make V cross B, what is V cross B? V is a line, B is a line. Once if you have two lines, you will have a plane. Definitely V cross B will be in a perpendicular to the plane you have formed. Okay, so the direction of the magnetic force is always perpendicular to the plane containing V bar and B bar. Please note down, this is very, very important. Okay, see that magnetic field and charge is moving in one plane, but force is acting in some other direction. It is like in a perpendicular direction. Okay, that's why in case of magnetic field, once if you have a charge moving, if you apply the magnetic field, really it will go in some kind of spiral direction actually. We'll see it later, but now note down this: the direction of the magnetic force is perpendicular to the plane containing V bar and B bar. And one more thing, what is the angle of the angle between V bar and B bar? Okay, once if the angle is zero, really you will not have any force, because angle zero, whenever if the magnetic field is in the exactly in the direction of V bar, definitely the angle is zero. Once angle is zero, you will not have any force. As the angle increases, okay, then your force increases. Angle also very important. Okay, in which direction your magnetic field is acting. So for effective, if you want to have a more force, the direction of magnetic field to the direction of charge has to be perpendicular to each other, because sine 90 degrees is maximum. Okay, that's why sine 90 degrees is maximum. So the direction of magnetic force is perpendicular to the plane containing V bar and B bar. Direction of magnetic force is perpendicular to the plane containing V bar and B bar. V bar is what? Direction of the movement of the charge and also velocity. Okay, and from this formula it's very clear. It will give you QVB sine theta. Okay, more the velocity, more the force, more the charge, more the force, more the magnetic field, more the force. But finally, what is important? Finally, this is important. Sine theta is important. If theta is zero, then force is zero. Theta will be zero whenever V and B is in same direction. Okay, but it should once if you want to have a very high magnetic force, the theta has to be 90 degree. So please note down. It's very important to have maximum force. To have maximum force, and V vector has to be perpendicular to B vector. B vector and V vector has to be exactly perpendicular. Okay, perpendicular in the sense what? The direction between these two. Okay, it may be anything. Even if it is not perpendicular, you will have some value based on theta. That's okay. But to have a maximum force, there's the direction of charge, movement of the charge, and P has to be perpendicular to each other. Next, my question is, what will happen if velocity is zero? Okay, if everything is okay, suppose if velocity is zero, what will happen? If velocity is zero, definitely force is zero. Okay, once if velocity is zero, then force is actually zero, because if at all you want to have a current, definitely the charge has to move. Once if it moves, it will have some velocity. Okay, if charge is not moving, then velocity is zero. If at all if it is not moving, then from beginning itself we have told what is magnetic field. Magnetic field means movement of the charge. Okay, once if you have the movement of the charge, then only you will have some effect on the magnetic field. Okay, once if velocity is zero, then also you will have force is equal to zero. Force is equal to zero. Okay, so next I'll write the total force. Okay, so total force. Total force means force due to both electric field and magnetic field. Okay, total force means force due to both electric field and magnetic field. So what is force due to electric field? What is force due to magnetic field? Okay, you know that force due to electric field, just now we have seen Q into E, and force due to magnetic field is uh, Q V cross B. See, this B cross B is very, very important. You should not reverse this. You should not put B cross V and all. Just always you should put V cross B. Whenever they are giving the direction, V cross B only you have to put. Once if you reverse, then direction will reverse. Okay. You should be very careful about this one. Sometimes they are confusing with this. Okay. Well, if they are giving just magnitude, no problem. You can put V and B anywhere. But once the direction is there, you have to put first V, then only B. Okay. V cross B. Next, this can be rewritten like this. Q, you can take as a common V cross B. Okay. Force means Newton. Force means Newton. Okay, something you should note down here. The electric force is independent of velocity, because that is very clear, because in case of electrostatistics, the charge will not move actually. The charge will reside on some same place. Okay, stationary, independent of V. Independent of V. Whereas in the second case, QV cross B depend on V. Depend on V. Okay. Next, what is the force on the current element? Now we have seen what is the force on the charge. Okay, and again, this equation is the concept of the displays actually. Once if you have oscilloscope display, this is all based on these formulas only. The electrons will be deflected in such a way with the help of magnet that is present in the oscilloscope. Then finally you will be getting particular signal like sine signal or cos signal and all. Okay, and that is available in measurement and instrumentation. Okay, so next we will see what is the force on a current element. Okay, force. Suppose I'm having some conductor. If the current is flowing on that conductor, if I'm having some external magnetic field, what is the force on that conductor carrying the force on current element? Okay, force on current element. Okay, what is the idea? I am having say this also I can take, say this is my conductor which is finally say this is my conductor carrying the current I. Okay, you will not have any force. Once theta is 90 degree, you will have force. And again, more the length of the conductor, more the force, more the current, more the force, more the magnetic field, more the force. But this is very, very important. The theta is very, very important. What is the angle between the magnetic field and the conductor carrying the current? See what is theta? I'll write everything one by one. L means length of the conductor. L means length of conductor. L means length of conductor. B means magnetic flux density, that you know. I means current in the conductor. Okay, magnetic flux density. I means current in the conductor. Current flowing in the conductor. I means current flowing in the conductor. Then theta means what, sir? Angle between. This is very, very important. This is something new to you. So theta means what? Angle between the conductor and magnetic field. Angle between conductor and magnetic field. Angle between the conductor and magnetic field. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to prove the case 1 and case 2 is same. This is like case 2, force on a current element. Previously we have seen force due to charge moving with velocity v. You know that once the charge moves with velocity v, it will produce a current actually. Okay, once the charge moves with velocity v, it will produce the current. Now we are having current element. Again, I'll try to prove both are same. Okay, so make a note of that. So we are having two formulas. One is Q V cross B, and another one is I L cross B. Okay, I L cross B. What is this one? Q V B sin theta. This one is I L B sin theta. Okay, this is equal to Q into IL. Q into IL. Then what is I? I is equal to QV divided by L. Okay. What is V? V